Let's look on the fossil today, taking a look at a Torterra deck. This is something I've played in the past, I've enjoyed it, and I'm liking it now too. It's kind of it's still in the development stages, I guess. It's still a deck that's got a bit of a matchup of a few too many pieces. Got to figure out which way I want to finalize the deck, I'll say. But definitely I'm having fun with it, and the deck is winning games too, so I figure it's a great time to make the video. Let me know your suggestions for how to develop the deck in the comments below. So there's two Torterras in the deck. That one's not Torterra at all. So there's Torterra EX. Torterra is a stage 2, if you're not familiar with it. The EX is 340 HP, so a nice high HP there. And 2 attacks, we're really just using the first attack in it. Forest March does 30 for 1 grass, does 30 damage for each of your grass Pokemon in play. Before we could only get 5 bench Pokemon, so 6 times 3 was 180, but now we can get, with the new Area 0 Underdepths Stadium, we get 8 on the bench, so 9 times 3 is 270. That is very nice to get to for 1 energy. And then we also play 2 copies of the EX, 1 copy of the single prize. I'm not sure about the counts yet. I think I might want a second copy of the single prize Torterra, but it's got a nice attack too. It's 2 energy, so we have to get that set up. But Evo Press does 50 damage per each of the evolution Pokemon in play, so potentially a higher amount of damage, but it's only on evolutions, and we do play basic Pokemon as well in the deck. But it's nice having a single prize attacker, both for the prize math, so we don't have, it's just a number of situations where it's useful. So having at least the 1 copy, I definitely like having that. Then also playing, on the Torterra, it evolves from Grotle, which is very good because it's got the ability Sun Drenched Shell. Once during a turn, you can search your deck for a grass Pokemon, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So just helps us get once you have the stage 1, the following turn, you're guaranteed, you can get stage 2 in play, or we can get something else into play as well. And then we do play 4 copies of the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. Because the new Area 0 Underdepths Stadium, you can, put 4 into play potentially, so there's no reason to cut down to 3 in the deck, so I definitely do like having 4 for sure. It's got the Teal Dance ability. You know what it does, right? Once during a turn, attach a basic grass energy from your hand to this Pokemon, and then draw a card, and it has a very useful attack as well. For 3 grass, it does 30 plus 30 more for each energy attached to both active Pokemon, so can be very good. It does one-shot Charizard EX when it's powered up, so that is very good there. And then I have an alternate attacker of Venomoth, 2 copies of the stage 1 here. For perplexing powder, easy for me to say. The first attack, it's got a second attack. I don't power it up, but for 1 grass energy, does 30 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, which is useful. And then the big part is during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards from their hand. So very, very, very nice there. Item lock is good. And Galvantula EX, of course, allows you to do that, but it's much harder to set up. This is very easy to set up. It's another single prize attacker, so kind of a mix and mash of things. So again, I think I need to kind of pick a bit more of a focus eventually with the deck. Maybe there's 2 separate decks that come out of this, a Venomoth Ogerpon deck and an Ogerpon Torterra deck. Those are maybe 2 separate decks after enough development. They're playing 10 basic grass energy. I think that's enough. You want a lot of energies because you have the Teal Mask Ogerpon to accelerate, but of course you need deck space both for all these Pokemon because we're looking to fill up the bench, and we have a lot of evolutions. So that's one issue there. We need a lot of Pokemon in the deck, and of course you need a good amount of trainers. So 10 energy. I would like another couple energy if I could, but I'm not sure what trainers I would cut at this point. Obviously there are things that could be modified there, so I've got to think about that going forward as well. So jumping into the trainers, 2 new stadiums that are both in this deck. 1 Area 0 Underdepths, I've mentioned that already. As long as you have Terra Pokemon in play, you can have 8 Pokemon on your bench. The Ogerpon EXs are all Terra, so Teal Mask Ogerpon works great with this game. So 3 copies of this. Could probably cut it to 2 copies for some other card. I do think that's viable there. And then playing Grand Tree in the deck as well for the A spec. This is the first deck I've used Grand Tree, and so it's been an interesting experiment there. I'm not sure if this is the right A spec ultimately because Grotle's really good at getting evolution, so having Grotle in play is not a bad thing as you get things set up. But once during a turn, each player may search their deck for a stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from one of their basic Pokemon. You put it on that Pokemon to evolve it. You can't do it the first turn that Pokemon came into play, though, so that rule still applies. It does say that later on in the description. And then if that Pokemon evolved from a basic to a stage 1 that turn. You can search your deck for a stage 2 Pokemon that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon and evolve it. So, a couple things. First off, even if there's not a stage 2 for the basic Pokemon, you can still do it. You can still evolve the Venomoth with this. You just can't do the second part because there's no stage 2. And even if it does have a stage 2, like the Torterra, if you want to stop at the Grotle, you don't have to evolve to a stage 2, I believe is how that works. So it works well. Again, is this the right A-spec for this deck? Not sure, but definitely trying that out there. All right, so getting Pokemon in play, I always like to start with that. 4 Nest Ball, great. 2 Ultra Balls, that's what we have there. Then play 2 Night Stretchers, which is important in the deck. And one Super Rod, you know what that does. And then 4 Bug Catching Set, which is really good in a deck like this. Honestly, when I first heard this card announced, I was pretty skeptical about it, but it's pretty good in these Ogerpon, Teal Mask Ogerpon decks and other grass decks. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to a combination of 2 grass Pokemon and or basic grass energy, put them into your hand, shuffle the rest into your deck. So not bad at all. So again, that gets us Pokemon and or energy. And usually you're getting useful cards with it is my experience. So that's good there. All right, so supporters, 4 copies of Arven. We do play some tools. Look for its item and a tool. Very good there. 3 copies of Iono. 2 copies of Boss. Those are supporters in the deck. All right, the tools. We play 1 copy of Vitality Band. This is important in the deck. It does 10. Your attack does 10 more damage to opponent's active Pokemon. If you remember, the Torterra EX with a full bench does 270 damage. You want to be able to get up to 280. So this Vitality Band gets us there. So 1 copy of that, very important there. And then 1 copy of Technical Machine Evolution for 1 energy. You choose 2 your bench Pokemon and put a Pokemon evolves from it onto it. So very, very good there. A lot of if you go second, this is what you want to use turn 1 generally, right? You can get like 2 Grotles in play, which then get you 2 whatever grass Pokemon you want, and that is just insane when you can pull that off there. All right, what else do we have here? 1 Switch, 1 Earthen Vessel. It's very good. Obviously, Bug Catching Set gets us energies, but this gets us 2, and you know it guarantees it's not relied upon what you hit there. And I think those are all the trainers there. So that's the deck. A pretty, I think, logical build to it at this point in terms of trainers. Have I fully optimized it yet? I'm not certain. Adding in the Venomoth, I like it. It's fun. Is it make the deck better or worse? I'm not sure. I got to think that through as I play the deck some more. But like I said, the deck's been working well. So let's go take a look at the deck in action now. All right, see how things go here. We'll choose to go first if I get the choice because I want to evolve. If I go second, you know, there are things I can do, though, so it's not the end of the world. At least hope. Well, it's a Pokemon game. Might be the end of the worst case. It's the loss of the game if the first turn goes badly. It shouldn't be the end of the world. We hope not, right? But anyway, opponent's choosing first or second. So let me talk for a minute about my content. And all right, I'm going first, so that's good. I need to assume, though, my opponent might knock out my active, though. So I want to take that into mind as I choose what to put in the active spot. I don't... I will send up the Venonat. And done there. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so they're probably going to knock me out, which is okay. All right, so let's see. Item lock, of course, is always good. Let's see what I get here. So I have a Turtwig. I do want an Ogerpon. I have 2 energies. That's good there. And I have a Grotle already. I'll just grab an energy, I guess. I would have preferred another basic to get. So let me accelerate my energy here. And then, because my thought is if I can get another basic, ideally if I get another Ogerpon, then I can use this other grass energy. So Turtwig, and potentially I could... All right, I'm going to put my energy on to the Ogerpon. It's not great. If I'm up against Raging Bolt, it's not good because if they attack, they don't always have much energy left in the active. Now, if they knock out my Ogerpon, of course, it doesn't matter. That's their best case for them. So it is looking like a turbo deck of, we'll see what it is. But yeah, so it is Raging Bolt. All right, so anyway, I had been creating content every day, I will say, right? That's what I was doing. Then life was getting busy towards the end of the summer. And I decided kind of when life shifted in the fall, because when the school year, I'm not completely dependent on the school year for my life for the way my life flows, but it does impact it. I was like, okay, I know things are going to get a little busier still. I can't do content every day. I'll kind of cut back in half. I still do the podcast Mondays is what I was doing. And then rather than every other day of the week doing content, just doing it Wednesdays, Friday, Saturday. I wanted a set schedule there. So I was doing 4 videos, one being the podcast. And it was going okay. It improved things, I will say. But then what happened with the new set that just came out, what Stellar Crown, which I do like the set, I will say. Maybe, okay. Oh, ooh, double. Ooh, they whiffed twice, right? So that's good for me. They're going to send up. So they're just taking a defensive play. Well, they're going to accelerate some energies is what they're going to do. I can item lock them, so that's good. I'll confuse them with this, but they can retreat. I don't know if I want to, I don't really want to Iono because they don't have much happening, right? So I think Iono is going to help them because, okay, that's not bad. Grotle there. Evolve here. I attach here. How do I want to work this? I'll get down another, Venonat? Let's see. I do have another Venomoth, so prepare for item lock again. Now, once they send up the basic, it's good because they don't evolve, right? If you're confused, which they're gonna be, again, I'll just do the 30 damage. It's fine. I have the Vitality Band at some point if that comes helpful. It's not at the moment though. So they're item locked. So that part's really good. That means they can't play a Nest Ball or something like that to get their Raging Bolt into play. Keeping my opponent item locked this game is actually going to be pretty good. And because I have Earthen Vessel and I have the Grotle, I should be able to attack with Venomoth again next turn, even if they can knock out my active. And at this point, they can attack potentially. Do they have any energies? Because they can accelerate more energies, which they might want to do. But if they fail, they damage themselves. They only do 20 to me, so it's a lot of hits where I get knocked out. So I probably want to use my Earthen Vessel. Anyway, so getting back to just kind of where I thought of making a video about where I'm at with stuff to let people know, because I know that there are people that follow my channel, and I'm thankful for that. All right, so what do I have here? I will do this first. So they decided not to do anything. I don't know if they didn't do any action intentionally. Did they? In fact, did they stop playing? So my opponents quit playing. That's unfortunate. And anyway, I am a bit frustrated with live. I will say that too. So I'll drop down a Turtwig because then I can evolve him to Grotle next turn and get the Venomoth off that, because that actually just gives me more flexibility. I like that a lot. So my opponents, I think, quit playing, so it doesn't matter in a sense what I do, but I still want to make the right plays. Anyway, so I decided. So the new set came out, Stellar Crown, and I was playing some decks, and I made one video, and okay, my opponent conceded because partly, they didn't have anything. So not playing the Iono was a good part of what I win. Look, the item lock helped me win, and the fact that I didn't play the Iono, right? My opponent had nothing in hand that was to play. That was clear. So Iono could have gotten them what they wanted. So kept up the item lock and didn't just reset their hand. So got the win there. Very pleased about that. All right, see how things go here. Got the win last game. A quick game. My opponent kind of quit. But, hey, my deck helped put them in a spot where they couldn't do anything. I do take, well, yes, it's not great, my opponent quitting. And honestly, I do find live is frustrating for sure. And there's days when I'm thinking I'm not sure how much do I want to keep playing Pokemon just because live is so bad, honestly. I'm at the point now where I don't think live's going to get that much better. I think Pokemon just did live to save money. They're going to do small things. I'm first. I'll set up the Ogerpon. That's a good, it's an interesting. I do have the Switch. Okay, so I have Turtwig. It's not terrible. So my opponent might knock out my active. That's not good. All right, well, I will do this. figuring my active might get knocked out. So let me start getting stuff. But I want to draw some cards. I would love to get a Venonat, I will say. I'm going to thin my deck a little bit here. Get 2 energies, just increasing the odds of hitting what I want with the draw. I should have done that beforehand. I wasn't sure I wanted to, though. All right, boss. Turtwig. I'm going to put the energy on the bench. I do have Switch in hand. The problem is, if I attach and they don't reset my hand, I have no... I'm just going to end turn here. Right, maybe I should have attached energy. The problem is, if they Iono me, I'll wish I had attached the energy. But if they don't Iono me, don't strip my hand, I don't have any draw other than when I draw for turn. So I do get 1 extra draw with the energy card, right? So I'll see 2 cards next turn. So it is, once again, I don't even have the same opponent. I don't remember what their username was. So, sorry to my opponent. I tend not to pay too much attention to it. Anyway, so I'll get back to kind of my content. So anyway, I'm Stellar Crown, and I made one video, and I've done a few different, and honestly, like the first 4 or 5 days, I played actually a bunch of decks. I played like 8 or 9 different decks, a few times each. None of them couldn't find a deck I really liked that much, though. They weren't enjoyable to me. They weren't winning as much as they all just seemed. Honestly, it was one of those things. Partly. Okay, so I might be able to get a knockout here. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, so I have boss. How do I want to work with this? I'm not certain what I want to do here. I'd like to try to take a knockout. I'd like to attack them. I like that. Maybe I'll boss just to kind of stall them out a turn. What have they just done so far? So this looks like it's a grass deck. So I'm just going to slow them down. Do I want to do this? I don't think I want to use the stadium. My deck's not built to utilize that, so I'm just going to end turn. I wonder what I'm up against, right? An Ogerpon. I've been wanting to play an Ogerpon box deck, I will say. So I've had some decks I've played, and I have new decks I've done, but honestly, I wasn't finding a deck that I liked, I enjoyed playing, and that was being successful. Okay, so it is Raging Bolt. Okay, so Pokemon Catcher's always really annoying. I have the Switch card, which is good. We'll see what happens. So, with this game here. So that they used the Nest Ball, right? Which they got. No, they haven't. So they have Ultra Ball, which they haven't used yet. Okay. And they have, I don't know, might use the catcher. Might want to just leave the Ogerpon in the action. So I'm not going to take a knockout, and then they should be able to knock out the Ogerpon the following turn, right? So leave the Ogerpon in the active could be their best play. What did they discard there, by the way? They got rid of 2 energies. Okay, so they can use their supporter. They could attack. I mean, they can take the knockout this turn, too, potentially. They haven't played a supporter yet, right? I don't think so. No. So they could use Professor Sada's Vitality, whatever it's called. So anyway, I didn't find a deck I liked, and I was supposed to have uploaded a video yesterday. I'm recording this on the Thursday. Probably upload this on Friday. I don't know. I might upload it today. We'll see when it's ready. I usually upload at the same time, so we'll see if it's ready in time to upload it Thursday. I'm not gonna. So my thought was, hey, I don't have a deck I want to make, and I don't want to just force myself to make a video. So I'm now at the point of I'm gonna make videos when I have a deck I like that I think is worth showing, worth discussing, right? Which was always kind of the case, but then as the channel is growing, working to get towards 1,000 subscribers to get some monetization, which is awesome. First off, thank you to everyone that subbed. It's really amazing in that regard. And I knew, and there is some level of community that enjoys what I do. I do appreciate that too. That matters to me as well. What's my opponent going to do? They're going to knock me out. I assume they just need to attach from hand. I assume they haven't done that yet. Yeah, no. So, okay, PAL pad there. I assume they're just going to knock me out. And then we'll see what happens. I'd like to item lock them and confuse them. That's really the best thing I can do. Let's see, they've played what? Oh, just one Pokegear. So catcher. Okay. I wonder what they're going to go for. They're going to try to take out the Venomoth. No, taking out Turtwig. Okay. I mean, right now I need to hit something. I need to get energy, which could happen. All right, I have the Switch card. I'll have to use the Stadium. That's actually pretty good, though. So I will go to Grotle. I want to thin the deck, right? Let me grab another Grotle, I guess, right? Yeah, another Grotle. Or Grotle, I don't know how one says these things. All right, so I'd like an energy to attack. I'd love to item lock, and I confused them too. Just a Nest Ball, that stinks. That stinks a lot. Okay, so I will do this. And it's not good. I will, ooh, well that's not good. Okay, so my other okay, my other Venonat I discarded, but I can draw him out eventually. I do have recovery cards, and I will. Do I just want to leave him in the active spot? Yeah, I'm fine with that. See what happens. All right, so I'm going to make videos as I have decks that that I enjoy playing, that I want to make a video on, because just making content for the sake of making content's not worthwhile. I am making some money off this, but it's not a lot. Getting to the monetization was really great, and that was definitely a goal I had. Now that I see what it is, to get anything meaningful, I have a little blue spinning circle there. I don't know what caused that, but the game still seems to keep going. Obviously, live is not so stable, right? It's not enough money to the money doesn't justify time putting into it. The time putting into it is because, first, look, I think I enjoy it. First, I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy playing live. So I don't want to make videos that don't enjoy making. I don't want to not enjoy playing live when I'm not enjoying playing live. So that's one of the things I'm definitely not going to do. And I was starting to do that, to kind of crank out videos. So I'm moving away from that. Probably indefinitely there. I don't want to crank out videos that only one energy from the discard pile. Was that all they had? Yes, they did. Okay, so anyway, they have a knockout. This might be a concession at this point. I need to draw into something, is what I'll say. I'll send up the Venomoth. They can retreat though, so we'll see what happens here, right? The retreat cost is 3, so that's not great for them. So I need to get energy, right? And this is where I would like more energy in the deck, and obviously, so they discard just 2 energies. They got to keep all their energies on their Ogerpon's really good for them there. So 2 grass energies. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably use the Stadium, and hope, right? Let me grab something from the deck just to thin. Again, I need to get energy. I need access to energy. I'll grab a Torterra, I guess. That's a potential to attack with. Not a great attacking option, but it could be. Probably, and I don't get a Stadium. I got nothing there. Well, that's terrible. I'm just going to concede because it's just not going to happen at this point, probably. I mean, I could fight through it, but, I just didn't. I haven't had many games like this, I will say. So, the deck has gone well. I've definitely moved up in the rankings. So, it's been a good deck. I will try see if I can get one more game in for this video. All right, see how things go here. One of the things, my other changes I'm making, I was starting to trying to get like the ideal gameplay games to show off the deck. Look, I know I was making mistakes, and I still will some. For me to play my best with a deck, I need a lot of experience. Obviously, I was making a video a day, which meant A new deck a day, based, not having a ton of, I wasn't the level of practice I needed with the deck to be my best at it, so that was a negative 2. All right, bug catching set's not terrible. I need to get something off that though, so it needs to happen here. I need to get some basics down that I can evolve to. Having the Grotle, and the Venomoth are very nice there. I do have bug catching set, so I need an energy. Would like to get a basic too of the Turtwig and or the Venonat. We'll see what's going on here. See what I'm up against too. Hopefully I see what I'm up against. My opponent's taking their time, for sure. So anyway, I'm gonna record less games to make a video too, because I was starting to just spend way too many games, like to make, to get a game that, oh yeah, this is a game, so I'm gonna be less picky about the games in these videos. So hopefully that's okay. If you don't like it, let me know. I'm not, it's striking a balance, but again, I'm more, I do have more of a commitment. I definitely have a commitment now to enjoying Pokemon, because that's the bottom line. It's a game to have fun. I do think that, there's some value. All right, what do I have up against? Oh, okay. So let me accelerate first, and then use bug catching set, because I make a choice with that. Oh, Venonat, that's really good. So let's see what I got here. A Turtwig is good, and an energy. Do I want to? I'm gonna attach to Venonat, I think. That's what I'll do. And I'll just leave him in the active spot and end my turn. I think that's okay. I could retreat. Obviously, I'm given 2 prizes, which isn't ideal. Can my opponent knock me out? Perhaps. I mean, it's an okie dokie deck, I'm guessing, is the main attacker. I don't know. And then they play the Dark Patch to accelerate energies. They need to get 3 energies in play this turn. I will say, I also honestly, issues with a couple things that I've been down besides the new set, and I had a hard time finding a deck that I really want to make a video on, that I feel like I have a deck that's worth making a video on. You know what I'm saying? It's just, obviously making a video on whatever the top deck is now isn't very valuable. There's other people that do that too. There's other people that can play these decks better than I can. And I'm not, and that's okay. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make different interesting decks. All right, and so my opponent didn't do anything, right? I mean, this is just terrible. This is unfortunately what happens in live too. I'm finding live to be really, really toxic. I mean, it's just not good. All right, what do I want to get here? I think I'll grab a bug catching set, and I'll grab the tool. I think that's good. Yeah, let's see what I get here. Bug catching set, just working on setting things up still, right? And I'll grab a Torterra. I don't know that I want Torterra, but he's still not a bad attacking option. Let's see what I have here. Do I have another? Oh, by the way, I've got Venom. Do I have another Venomoth in deck? I do. Okay, so I think I want to get down to another Turtwig. Just getting him going is the thing to do. Okay, so this is very nice here. Drop him down. Drop him down. I switch. I have Vitality Band. I don't think there's any reason for that. And again, my opponents stop playing, and it just happens way too much, in my opinion, in live. People just stop playing on a regular basis. Look, am I playing? I have Venomoth in the deck. I get it. I'm item blocking them, but why? It's part of the game, right? I enjoy counter decks. I will say that I like counter decks. I just think it's the most It's more interesting to me than just trying to find what the latest beatdown stick is. It's fine. Look, I think in the game there's room for different types of decks. Pokemon keeps making things for counter decks. I mean, I've complained in the past that I think the Snorlax is too good a card. And they keep printing tools to make it better. I mean, the fact that Snorlax is as good as it is, the game isn't great. It's not fun to play against. I don't think my opponents do anything, so I probably, and the other thing is, so I find this: my opponents don't take actions. My opponents will start slow playing. Like once they are ahead, and the game takes a turn, and I go ahead, my opponent starts slow playing at that point, sometimes intentionally. They might have disconnected, but it happens too often at very noticeable, significant times where the game turns. So anyway, and just people giving, there's more negativity out there than I would enjoy, I gotta say. So I am kind of down on live as well. Just the whole experience, besides the game not working well too. So anyway, got the wins. I'm gonna call it a day with that. I lost the one game where I just didn't set up. The other two games I won, if I'm remembering correctly, but my opponent stopped playing, which wasn't great. I did get set up in both those cases though, so the deck did what it does, right? So it's an interesting combo. I don't know if I ever got a stadium and play in these games or not, but I have used those. I do think it's a solid deck. I'll keep playing it, I think, and trying to refine it. And this is also partly why my video uploading may get slower, because if I want to play this deck and refine it and then present another version of it, I'm not opposed to that. I don't mind making another Torterra deck as my next video, but it's going to take some time to develop it, right? Is what I'll say. So therefore, my upload schedule is going to be what it's going to be. I'm not stopping making videos. I'm still want to kind of make similar content to what I've done in the past. Just want to be a little more intentional about it and uploading decks that I like, that I'm proud of, and something I think will contribute to the community. So anyway, sorry that the gameplay wasn't ideal. Again, this is part of the thing. I could, in the past, I would have obviously just I wouldn't have uploaded these. I would have just kept playing games till I got games that are that are better to watch, which I understand there's a reason to do that, but it just makes it frustrating to me trying to record. So I'm just going to roll with it and say this is the way it went. That's what I'm going to upload. So anyway, take care, do have fun, and play some Pokemon.